Legendary heavyweight Mike Tyson says no, Mayweather vs. McGregor will not ruin boxing. Stay tuned. Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button, also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. Now, legendary Mike Tyson, I'm the best ever. There's no one, my style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable, I'm just ferocious. He was on Sirius XM 93 and he did an interview. And obviously him being from the boxing world, they asked him about McGregor challenging pound for pound great Floyd Mayweather. And I'm gonna read some quotes from Mike Tyson. I wanna know what you guys think as well. And in that interview with Sirius XM, Tyson says McGregor doesn't beat Floyd in a boxing match. And the question was, will this fight ruin boxing? Because some people like Oscar De La Hoya and others feel like this is such a blasphemous fight. If it happens, it'll ruin boxing. Mike Tyson says, I don't believe it can ruin boxing at all. Only way it can ruin boxing if McGregor goes in and boxes Floyd. He says the only way is if he goes in and tries to box with Floyd, because he's going to look really ridiculous boxing him. But if he goes in there with the UFC stuff, now this could be pretty interesting. And the funniest thing is, I could tell with some people who are interviewing people, and I call them setup questions. You ask someone something and they're like a setup, you're like setting them up to answer how you think they're going to answer. And then it's funny to see when they don't answer how you expect it, then you have to kind of backtrack. And then sometimes it's just it's hard to explain, but I felt that in this. I felt like they thought Mike Tyson, let's be real, Mike Tyson is my favorite fighter. I've told you guys that. Growing up, it was Tyson, Roy Jones, Prince Nassim, Ali. You know what I mean? Those were the dudes for me, right? But I'm a huge Mike Tyson fan. But being honest and being real, Mike Tyson hasn't always said favorable things about Floyd Mayweather. Sometimes he says coonish things, like in general, like, and it sounds like he's hating on Floyd Mayweather for, you know what I mean, maybe just coming up in a different time and with his fighting style and what he does, cashing out, making these legendary historic paydays and stuff. You know what I mean? To a guy like Mike Tyson, that might offend him. Like, man, I came out, I'm from Brownsville, Brooklyn, and Catskill, New York, and all this. And he had an entertaining style for sure. Mike Tyson went for the knockout, and he didn't even get some of the paydays that Floyd Mayweather got. You know what I mean? Or the record-breaking pay-per-view numbers and stuff like that. But Mike Tyson has said some coonish things. So I really think the host thought he was going to answer in a certain way, and he didn't. To their dismay and their surprise, Mike Tyson says, I don't believe this fight will ruin boxing. And the reason I say this is because after, if you listen to the interview, they followed up with something like, oh yeah, but McGregor can't throw any kicks. He can't do any of the wrestling grappling stuff, right? After Mike Tyson said his opinion. And this is the thing. I'm going to say it, and I'm going to keep saying it, and I'm going to keep putting people on blast. Mayweather McGregor, if it does happen, I guarantee, like the Men's Warehouse, I guarantee it. I guarantee you this. The main motive of the fight will be accomplished, which is the main motives, entertainment and money. It will do those. Whether the fight itself entertains, whether the build-up, something will be entertaining about this, right? And it will make money. Point blank, period. Everybody's saying, oh, this ruins boxing. Do you understand how, like, I'm gonna keep it real, and I'm gonna keep exposing, like I said, in January, the beginning of the year, I knew this was coming. I could sense it. I could feel it. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. The bottom line is, a lot of people don't like Floyd Mayweather, so they're going to naturally nitpick anything he does. Case in point, Oscar De La Hoya called out Floyd for fighting Conor McGregor, or potentially fighting him. Yet 4 months ago, which Dana White also blasted him after me, 4 months ago, Oscar said, hey, you know what fight would be great? Canelo versus Conor McGregor. So why would you want to see your fighter fight him if a UFC fighter coming to boxing is the worst, most horrific thing? You know what I'm saying? It's such a blatant double standard, right? Why did you put Ronda Rousey on the Ring magazine cover, right? And if you're all about preserving boxing and it has nothing to do with you being threatened with the Canelo and Triple G day, you don't want it to take any money if it happens in September or the week before or the week after or whatever. If it has nothing to do with any of those reasons or just jealousy and envy or anything, then how come De La Hoya is promoting, if you're all about the preservation of boxing and the best versus the best, why did you promote Canelo versus Khan, a guy who never even fought at that weight, right? Who had durability issues in the lower, lighter weight classes, or even worse, Liam Smith, who is lesser known than Khan, right? Or this year, if you want to talk about this year, Cotto versus Kamba guy, right? That is not a fight people are checking for. That, and again, in 2017, we're getting some phenomenal fights. Joshua Klitschko, Kell Brook, Errol Spence. You have Mikey Garcia, Adrian Broner, right? So if Mayweather McGregor does actually happen, this is just icing on the cake to an already phenomenal start to an already phenomenal year. You know what I mean? War Kovalev too. So who cares? You know what I mean? You can't persuade and coax people not to spend money if they're down to spend money. And it's that simple. But that's what I'm saying. A lot of people are, oh no, this doesn't make sense. If this fight was taking place in the octagon, then people would not have a problem, right? And it would be the same exact thing, but reversed. Right? Mayweather's clearly the A side, so he gets to call the shots, and it would happen in boxing if it does happen. But let's hypothetically suggest that this fight was happening in the octagon. Let's say somehow Conor McGregor was the A side, and Floyd's like, okay, I'll fight you in the cage. People wouldn't be mad. But it would be the exact same leverage or advantage that Conor McGregor would have in the cage that Mayweather has in that square circle, in that ring. But you know what? People wouldn't care that Conor McGregor has a far greater advantage in the octagon, because that they know he could beat Floyd possibly in the octagon, or he would beat him, or whatever you want to say, and they're okay with that, right? Oh, okay, Floyd doesn't know how to check a leg kick, and he doesn't know how to get out of probably simple grapple holds and rear naked choke. He doesn't know how to defend against any of that, so they would be okay with it. So they don't, it's not about, oh, Mayweather having an unfair advantage because he's the best boxer and stuff. It's about, you believe he's robbing the bank, gonna make a shit ton of money, and gonna embarrass Conor McGregor, you know what I mean, who a lot of people like and stuff, and he's gonna make a lot of money doing it, and he's gonna keep his record. So he gets to rob the bank, his record gets to go up, he gets to embarrass an Irish fighter, right? And then he moves on and goes back into retirement or whatever. So he's ultimately calling the shots, and you don't believe he will lose. That's the real issue here. You know what I mean? Because again, if this was in the octagon, you wouldn't hear these war cries of, no, this is unfair. Even though it would be unfair for Floyd to fight Conor McGregor in the octagon. But that's what happens when you earn your keep and pay your dues and earn your stripes. You get to call the shots. Like Canelo clearly is the A side versus Golovkin, and he's been the case. And for Golovkin to get the fight, he had to kind of take a back seat to Canelo's star power. Same thing when Canelo fought Cotto or Mayweather. That's how the game goes. You know what I mean? Conor McGregor, he's great, he's popular, but he's not done what Floyd has done. So let's be clear. That's what it is. So I'm glad Mike Tyson didn't use this opportunity like he normally does to just go in and just say whatever the masses are saying. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, Floyd, he's a scared man, and people love that. You know what I mean? People love to see, like, yeah, man, even black people don't even like Mayweather, man. You know what I'm saying? They like to see that type of turmoil and and they feel like, oh, there's a representative of it. So when they say crazy stuff, they're like, yeah, look, even Tyson doesn't like him. So I've been doing this long enough. I know how the game goes. And again, it's not about strategic advantage and Floyd having all this advantage. It's him having the advantage and you believe he's going to win. And that's what it ultimately boils down to. If, again, it was in the octagon where Floyd wouldn't have an advantage and Conor would have the advantage, then you'd be okay with that. You know what I mean? I seen even people when Floyd's about to fight Maidana, and Maidana had the gloves that were possibly tampered with reduced padding. They were like, oh, Floyd's a bitch. Why doesn't he fight him with tampered gloves? Like, are you serious? You know what I'm saying? You see that in the comment section. Like, Wilder should have fought Povetkin even though he was on something. Like, why? Why would he fight someone even though he's on something? You know what I'm saying? Like, people, it's so funny in fighting sports. People always suggest stuff that they wouldn't do. You know what I'm saying? If you're 5'5", and there's a guy outside who's 6'5", and he has a baseball, aluminum baseball bat, or a big ass hammer, and he's like, come on, fight me. And he wants you to fight just with your two fists, and he has this baseball bat, or he has a metal hammer or something. Are you going to fight him just head up and just run up and like, okay, even though he's doing something different, I'm going to fight. But again, when it comes to a fighter they don't care. They don't care if Maidana's gloves, something was wrong with them, because they want Floyd to lose. They want him to feel every bit of Maidana already has punching power no matter what. You know what I mean? So they want him to feel every bit of that punching power and stuff, because that's what gives him a chance, because they know skill for skill, Maidana ain't beating Floyd, and Floyd proved that in the rematch, right? So that's ultimately what it is, you know what I mean? And like I said before, this is the Mayweather McGregor challenge. Everybody who is lambasting the fight, saying this is the worst thing ever, this is ruined boxing, I can't believe this shouldn't count as 50. I got the Mayweather McGregor challenge. When it comes to this fight, shut the fuck up. Don't talk about it. Don't write about it. If you do a video, go into YouTube, go into the settings, and then hit the demonetize button, right? So you can't run any ads or get any pay off of it, right? Do that. If you're about preserving boxing and you want to stand for something and you're like, this is just not right, and that's your standpoint, then if you're going to talk about it, which you shouldn't even be talking about it, demonetize it, right? If it's that horrible to you, you know what I mean? Like, if there's something I don't support, let's say there's a director or actor who was molesting kids, I wouldn't support their stuff. I'm not going to still watch their movies. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? So if Mayweather McGregor is so horrible, then don't talk about it. Say that, leave that for people like me and the other people, because at the end of the day, put it this way, I really don't believe this fight will be worse than Canelo Chavez Jr. And I thought that was going to be a good fight, but straight up, that was horrible. So if I could spend $70 on that, then I could spend $70 to maybe $20, $30 more. I don't know how much it would be, but around the same price, $20, $30 more for Mayweather McGregor. I think they will entertain me. And this is the other thing where I know that people are lying. A lot of those same people say Floyd runs, Floyd's boring. But against a guy who's an MMA fighter, he may not have to move at all. You know what I mean? He may not have to move as much, if you will, because his reflexes, if they're still there and stuff, he's on point with that type of stuff. And a lot of people predict that Floyd could even stop McGregor, or just really do a number on him like Arturo Gatti fight. So therefore, it wouldn't be a boring Floyd fight, which is what you claim that you hate. You hate how boring Floyd is, how he's running and he's not going for the finish. He might go for the finish on McGregor if he gets him in a position where his body's not, McGregor's body language ain't responding right. But again, you don't want to see that because you like McGregor, so you don't want to see him go out like Gotti. That's what the name of the game is. You know what I mean? And I'm just calling people out on their bullshit. If Conor had a better chance, then you wouldn't have a problem with it. That's what it all boils down to. You know what I mean? Let me know what you guys think of Mike Tyson's comments. Drop it in the comment section. Make sure you share the video, like the video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.